Welcome to another fantastic episode of Small Business Celebration Meat and Potato Live, the show where we do a deep dive, get into the meat and the potatoes, the thing that our guest does really, really well so that you can learn something that you can do to grow a strong and profitable business. But we can't do this without our presenting sponsor and our location sponsor. At Oliver & Associates Real Estate, we know that buying or selling a home isn't just a transaction, it's a life moment. That's why they're committed to building relationships that last. They take the time to truly understand your needs, your dreams, your stories, so they can find you not just a house, but a home. Give Oliver & Associates a call at 661-808-3444 or check them out at yourrealtor.us today. Today's Meat and Potatoes live episode location is brought to you by Modern Gigi Gallery, an ultra-modern art gallery located in downtown Bakersfield, California, featuring the artworks of the modern abstract artist Johnny Ramos. Whether you're looking for artwork for your office, your home, or a postcard that you can send as a thank you note, go to Modern Gigi Gallery, located at 900 18th Street in Bakersfield, or give them a call at 661-840-8729, or email them at art@moderngigi.com today. Welcome back, Visioneers, to another fantastic episode here on Small Business Celebrations Meat and Potatoes. And our guest this week is Heather Laganelli, the owner of Locale Farm to Table. Welcome to Small Business Celebration Meat and Potatoes.
Thanks for having me.
And for Visioneers who don't know who you are and what is it that you do?
My name is Heather, and I am a business owner in our community. I've been running a small business, a restaurant, for 10 years now, since 2015. We're about to celebrate our official anniversary on July 7th.
Oh, so
really
watch out for your
exciting.
Instagram for that.
Yes.
Are you doing any kind of special parties, surprises, giveaways, anything like that?
We just had a little celebration in our gallery. We opened an art gallery up a couple of years back, and then it's been transitioning into a melded gallery space where we have a curator, Laurel Powell. She's been curating it. So you came out.
And it was fun. We had a great time.
Wasn't it? Really?
And I really enjoyed, what was that drink, the beverage that you had?
You like that?
Describe to Visionary Nation what that was, because that was something you invented just for that event.
Yes. So we take our cold pressed juice, we do local fruit, and then every time the season changes, we change it up. So right now we're doing like watermelon and strawberry and orange and lemon. Right. And then we added champagne to it, and it was good.
I had the strawberry one, mostly because I don't like watermelon, but the strawberry one was fantastic.
It had strawberries, peaches, I think, blackberries, and right now we are doing watermelon. You don't get to pick.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, it is
all blended in together.
Right, sure.
So beware.
Well, and that's the thing that you do so well, is because, first of all, when we interviewed you like 200 years ago.
Was it 200?
I think it was.
Okay, I looked in the mirror this morning. I thought I could be like 201 maybe or so. Yeah.
But that was a thing that I wanted to talk to you about then that you're still doing today, which is you have such an Instagram presence that you have curated so well. You have people who will drive, they'll come from way off the highway specifically to come to your restaurant because they've seen you, they've followed you, they've interacted with you on Instagram.
It's so cute.
It's amazing.
It's so cute. It's so cute. The other day we hosted a sourdough workshop. We've been working with a local baker in town. Right. Her name's Anastasia. Right. And her bakery is called El Molino.
El Molino?
It's a combination of like her husband, like they kind of do this collaborative thing. And she's been doing her bakery for about 7 months now. She quit her job and she's been doing it full time. And we had people come for the class from over an hour and a half away, multiple people that traveled to just come and experience this class. And we did a little like get to know each other moment, and it was really fascinating to see the reach and how excited people are to see like really fun things happening in our community.
Right. That's the thing that you do so well.
Thank you.
Is because, this hasn't happened overnight for you.
It's been a little bit of a mission, a little bit of a trek.
Well, and walk us through the highlights of that, because just like with anybody else, when you start an Instagram account, you have a follower of one. That's you. And you have to go through and build a following. And Instagram rewards you for interactive involvement. And that's part of the reason why you do so well and you keep people coming back. What are some of the things that you do to keep that following engaged, especially with a restaurant that it's not a in and out kind of real fast restaurant. You come down and you sit down and it's an event.
Yeah, we do a full service dining experience at the restaurant, and I find it to be like, it's not one facet. And I think that that's what really oftentimes people think, like food is it. And I don't really feel that. I feel like there's so many things that come with sharing food. Like whenever you sit down with friends or family, it's an experience. And when I think about like, right now we're doing a complimentary appetizer to celebrate our 10-year anniversary, and people will think, like, they'll look around and be like, oh, wait, I didn't order that. And we're like, no, it's like for you, because we're grateful that so many people have supported this journey of ours for 10 years now, and I wanted to do something that like gives back. And I feel like that's one facet, right? Like finding a way to connect with people that shows people that we care and that we're grateful that they support what we do, and they want more of that to continue. That's like the ultimate compliment. And then taking that and integrating people that are doing what they do well and showcasing those people in like in our menu, for example. Like we've been partnering with Pyrenees since day one. Even before I had that restaurant, there was another woman, her name was Vicki Ledbetter, and she started a business called Union Station Deli. And she was working for a grocery store, I think it was. She was a very organized person, like to the T, like super organized. And she wanted to take some of her mom's recipes and turn them into something that could be shared with more people. It was her ultimate dream before she retired. And so she did that. She started that business, and through that, like, she built a name for herself and she built connections. So she started the connection with Pyrenees bread, and I took over that connection. So technically, like, that
you
space,
inherited that one?
For 20 years. She was there for 10, I've been there for 10. So for 20 years now, Pyrenees has been a staple. And so that appetizer features Pyrenees, it features different people that we've partnered with. And like one time we did like a garlic confit, and we took Rio Bravo Ranch olive oil. And we've been carrying their olive oil since for a long time too. I probably would say like 9 years maybe. And we put it in our dressings. We use it for so many things. So you go through and you highlight other community leaders in your business and what they do well. Yeah, and it's fun because it's not even just food. Sometimes it's with the art. So we have our art gallery in the back, and Laurel has partnered with different artists and she features them. And then she also has her own business where she has like vintage finds. She'll go around and she'll collect like things that are sellable or valuable, and she'll share them with her following that she's created. She's also an artist, and so she has like two-part. It's housewares, home decor, giftware, different types of like edgy, kind of like Urban Outfitters vibe, with a little bit of like a vintage flair, and then a little bit of a feminist pop because she's like strong into that too. And then she invites other artists to come in, and we feature them and sell their work, and it's been really neat to to see how it all unfolds and comes together. Art is huge in your business. And you're very involved in the art community. And when I asked you if you've been here to Modern GJ, you're like, oh yeah, I've been here many times. I've been here for a few things. They've always have done great things. There was a performance in the back they had one time, and they had invited multiple artists to come out and sing, and it was really cute. Like, I love the space. It's done such a good job. Why is being so active in the art community so important for you in the business? I love creative expression. And I feel like food is one form of creativity. When I think about how many different possibilities there are when it comes to eating, when it comes to creating outfits, like aesthetic, there's endless opportunities to create unique experiences. And I think that's just like a part of life that makes life worth living. All this ties back into your following. Because one of the things that you do so well is it's not just the restaurant, it's not just the art, it's not just how you're redecorating the house. It's the inspirational moments that you get when you're at 9 o'clock at night driving by the restaurant and realizing that you still have to put the schedule together and the thoughts that you're putting that out.
Why does this well-roundedness or this diversity help you with your following and help you drive traffic to your business?
I think that's like a loaded question.
You're welcome. Here's a softball. I'll throw it to you.
Yeah, there's so many parts to that. I think everybody has different things happen in their life. And some people take the time to document those things, and other people just kind of go on with their life. And when I think of social media, I think of it as an extension of like what we do on a day-to-day. And the more I can like just tap into remembering to take 5 seconds or 10 seconds or a minute or whatever it may be to just share something. It doesn't have to be like monumental. It doesn't have to be curated or perfect. Like sometimes it's not going to look like the best lighting, you know?
Right.
It's just going to be a moment. And I think the more little micro moments like that happen, the more a connection is built, and through those connections, people want to be a part of. It's like a draw. It's like getting to know somebody through a platform that has so much accessibility. If you could put a camera in a room in your house and just go in that room and say something for like a minute a day, and then post that, people would be intrigued because they would want to know, like, what is Michael going to do tomorrow? Like, is he going to say something different tomorrow? Is he going to come in and do some like reverb echo thing today? Like, I don't know what he's going to do. And it creates this top of mind. And I think through that top of mind, it creates relativity, and everybody goes through the same thing. Like we all have the things that happen in our day. It's just how many people are taking the time to share those things.
With that, you must now play the fortune cookie game.
Oh, I saw that. I was wondering what this was.
For visionaries who aren't familiar,
this.
what I have here is a sealed fortune cookie, and I have no idea with which the fortune is and what the cookie contains the fortune. And what Heather has to do, she has to take this sealed fortune cookie, unseal the fortune, break open the cookie, read the fortune aloud, and add "in my business" and elaborate.
Oh, interesting. So first I thought you just had lunch and you left that cookie there, and I was like, oh, I'm kind of offended that I didn't get it.
He's got his bottle of water.
Oh, no! In my business.
It's falling on the floor.
I mean,
okay.
But if you don't eat it, it's supposed to be bad luck.
Oh,
I know.
There
I'm not
you go.
doing it.
Not doing it.
Oh, wow. It says, go for a long walk to clear your mind.
In your business?
In my business. I find this to be very relative.
How so?
Because I feel like stepping away from anything that we do on a regular basis gives us a new perspective. And oftentimes I think, like even in our houses, like we're surrounded by the same elements, the same environment, the same look so often that it's not common for us to take like a fresh look or like new eyes and like take ourselves out of the equation. And so I try to do this as often as I can, because I know that sometimes we can become numb to the things that we see on a regular basis.
Can't see the forest through the trees?
Yeah. I think, well, even sometimes the trees just all look the same, and you're like, well, that's a different variety of this. And, you know, like, how often do you really take the time to, like, step back so that you can maybe, like, look in?
You got to step back to look in.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's important. And also just to, like, not be consumed, because it's so easy when we choose a career path or we're passionate about something. It's so easy to make that every fiber of our being. And I think what really makes things more interesting is to find ways to diversify ourselves and step away from the day-to-day as often as possible. And whether that's like for a day or a weekend or even 10 minutes, you know, have a conversation with somebody or do something different to get out of our own heads a little bit. Go for a walk, proverbially. Yeah.
Now, Visioneers, now we have somebody who is 180 degrees opposite of me in so many different ways. And for a long time, if you haven't been watching the show, the main show, there's been so many times where the questions by Emily have been so good that I've just cut my stuff out and put her questions in. And when we start doing the live show, this is the perfect opportunity for producer Emily to get the credit that she is due, which brings us to questions by Emily.
And Questions by Emily is sponsored by Cazador Consulting. Need elite talent to grow your team? Cazador Consulting Group in Bakersfield is your go-to partner in staffing and direct hires. They don't just fill jobs, they build lasting partnerships by listening to your needs and delivering top-tier customer service. At Cazador, mutual success isn't a goal, it's the standard. This is more than staffing, it's building your team so you can build your business. Visit CazadorConsultingGroup.com or call 877-800-4622. That's CazadorConsultingGroup.com or 877-800-4622, and let's build your future together. And question.
Welcome back to Questions by Emily. I'm Emily. If you've got questions, feel free. I've got the chat open. Drop them in. We'll ask Heather. And I have a few that I've written up as well. First off, I want to take a step back because while I checked your Instagram following, lots of thousands of people know about Locale. Some people might still have questions, but
Yeah.
Maybe briefly just describe what is it exactly that you do that's different, because you have a very different restaurant model from a lot of restaurants in Bakersfield. What is it that you do differently and the reason that people come back to your restaurant?
I like to think that our restaurant represents creativity and comfort. So I think that the reason that our restaurant stands out is because we take things that people are comfortable with and we put a creative twist on common things. Like one of our most popular menu items is our sweet potato and Brussels sprout bowl.
Ooh.
It's made with like a garlic aioli, which aioli, mayonnaise, easy,
Yes.
right? Add some garlic, olive oil, egg. I mean, it's not reinventing anything. It's just amping up a common ingredient. And then
Everyone always loves.
Yeah, and it's a creamy sauce that we add to two ingredients that maybe wouldn't normally go together, Brussels sprouts and sweet potatoes. And then we do 3 different types of cheese, an egg. So we do like a pecorino romano, we do a crystallized like cheddar that's like kind of crunchy, and then we do a creamy melted Gouda.
Oh my gosh, you're making me really hungry for dinner right now.
That's the goal, right? Like, if I can't describe food, then like, what am I doing with my life? Right? We each have our lanes here.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we take bacon. Yeah, bacon.
Everything. You thought of every ingredient.
There's some bacon on there, and then the egg, which the egg is like an over easy egg, and the yolk, when you break it with everything, it's like a umami kind of vibe.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you're getting all of the senses on the tongue. And is that your hope, is that when people come in, they're able to taste on all different parts of their mouth?
I like to think sometimes when you go to somebody's house for dinner or to a really great restaurant, I like to like hope that people would leave thinking, oh, I wouldn't have thought of incorporating those things, or that's done really well, and maybe that wouldn't have been something that I would have thought of on my own. Like from a creative inspiration perspective. And then we really are mindful about the ingredients that we use. So we use like pink Himalayan salt. And for a long time, like there was an organization in town that asked if we would be certified with them, and they asked if we would take like the salt out of the things that we were doing. And it's a huge component because sea salt, Celtic salt, and Himalayan salt particularly have lots of like minerality and really great nutrients for us that help hydrate our body. And I think for a long time people thought salt was just like this like
all
crime.
bad.
Yes.
Well, the white processed table salt is probably not as good for you as the mineralized Himalayan sea salt.
Right. And even the way you describe it, you're like, oh, it's fancy. Like this is like adds a different layer, and it doesn't create like bloating or like uncomfortability. So when you're eating, it's actually like doing something good for you.
Yeah.
That's like one element to what we do. So then take that times like 100, and we're mindful with the ingredients, we're mindful with how we make food. We're a scratch kitchen, so we make things from scratch. So it's not just like, oh, we're gonna like buy a bunch of pre-processed things and like incorporate them into our menu. And I think that's what makes us unique.
Yeah, sounds delicious. I mean,
Thank you.
I'm already really hungry.
Thank you. And I think sometimes it's interesting because if you were to go shopping or go to the farmer's market, or you would like care about what you were putting in your food, if you took the time to do that, then like I think that's like, it takes extra energy and some extra steps. And we do that on a corporate commercial level. It's not as common to see people taking that much intention into creating a menu in the industry that we're in. It takes a lot more work, so it's cool.
Yeah, well, and this sounds like it came out of a desire to see health.
And you would think that would be it. It wasn't really necessarily like focused on health. Like buying meat from Meredith at Autonomy Farms for our burgers it's a two-part thing. One part, we know where it's coming from. Two-part, we support somebody that's doing something great within our community. And three-part, the people that come into our space get to reap the benefits of those things. So it's really like a trifecta of a win.
Well, it I've heard that it is, you know, the more local the ingredients, the better the quality of them, the better the quality, the better the food. And so is part of it too just that the local ingredients, the stuff that's fresh, is going to taste the best?
Yeah, and it does correlate to our health because then it's not subject to as many contaminants, you know, from a pollution perspective.
How does this go with, I think, is it the Green Zone or the Blue Zone initiative?
So have you heard of the Blue Zone initiative in the past?
Yeah, I've heard some about it, but it sounds like your restaurant is a great candidate for being a part of this in some
Well, it's funny
capacity.
because like that initiative is rooted in history. So somebody like way back in the day decided to do a study on like the areas in the world that had the most centurions, people to live to 100. And so they circled with like a blue pen those zones on a map, and that's how they got the name Blue Zones.
Oh, okay.
And then through that, they studied what those people did and what types of diets and like customs that they had that correlated to their well-being and health. And so they studied that, and then they turned that into like this initiative, and that has been a part of our community now for like 4 years, I think it's been. And they were the ones that actually asked me to take the salt off my menu.
Oh, seriously?
Which is really interesting because
it is interesting, 'cause that's ancestrally speaking.
Their mindset and their root of what they started was built off of like ancient data. And so sometimes like there's a little bit of a gap between like ancient data and like new world findings. And I feel like what they're doing is really, really great because they encourage people to just live better, like through face-to-face interaction, through like changing the way that we like show up, working out, being more fit, putting better things into our bodies. And I feel like just like anything else, there's like a percentage of that is like dead on, and then there's a little percentage that we get to interpret and like kind of like choose on how we would like to navigate.
Do our own research.
Yeah.
And see what pops up.
Yeah.
That's really neat. Well, okay, a few other questions I had written down.
Okay.
I'm going to go to my notes. Does the menu change completely, or is it you keep some things throughout all the seasons and then you just bring things back seasonally? How do you do that with something that is farm to table? Because strawberries don't grow all year round.
Right.
Here.
Right. Have you been into the restaurant before?
I have not, but I know, and I'm like,
That's it.
I
I'm
can't
leaving.
believe it. I don't eat. How often? It's so bad. I sound like such a homebody.
No,
but
it happens.
I do
I was
cook a
just
lot
curious.
at home.
So we have things that we feature, and then when we can't buy them locally, then we try to buy them organically. So it's really about like finding ways for us to benefit from the things that are in season, and then when we can't, we try to find things that are done locally or sustainably.
But you're always changing the menu up so that there's something that if a visionaire walked in April versus December, they're going to get something different.
So we have staples and then we have specials. So we have things that we feature that are unique and new, like lobster roll season is coming, and so I know. And so people are already asking me about it. They're like, yes. And because summertime is like traditionally when seafood is in like full swing, and so I don't know if it was just like an East Coast thing for me. I'm born and raised in Massachusetts, and we always would have like that type of stuff summertime really. And so those are like, that's one of the examples of one of the things that we would change up. And then like if we know that like tomatoes are going to be in season in like a month. Then we'll do like a special around that. Our Fresca, that cold pressed juice that we were talking about earlier.
Sounds
So
so good.
like the watermelon, like it just started to become like, okay. And Bakersfield is like a little later, I think, for watermelon season. However, like there's just like, as the season changes, there's things that change, and we kind of adapt and like add in things that would like work with those seasons. I don't consider us like one of those like real like meticulous farm to table restaurants. There are places that only have things that are in season.
Like super particular.
Yeah, I was kind of considering changing our name because we've been getting a lot of like flack over the last 10 years about like being a health food establishment. And we really just like try to like highlight things when they do come into season and be mindful of the ingredients that we use. And we're not focused on like, oh, so healthy things. Like we make our onion ring batter in-house and like from scratch. There's no like preservatives or additives, and like the people that are super healthy, they're like, oh my God, you have fried food. And then the people that are like we kind of fall in the middle.
Which is good. It's good to be able to have a middle ground where people from all different areas can enjoy something.
Yeah, like people thought for a little while too that we were like a vegetarian restaurant, and we have like burgers and tacos and pulled pork, and we just take a lot of time and intention behind what we do.
That's so neat. Well, and then when it comes to social media, you've got people coming back. You obviously have a big following. We talk to a lot of business owners, and they have a few rebuttals. So I'm going to give you a rebuttal, and I want you to give me the comeback,
Tell
right?
me.
I'm just a private person. I don't want to do social media. I'm just a private person.
I think that everybody has a right to privacy. And when we own a business, it's really interesting actually, now that I think about it. There's this guy that came into the restaurant one time. He's like 85. His name's Maury. And he ran lots of restaurants throughout his life. And at the time he was running a flower shop here in our city. He just recently moved to the coast. And I had my personal page on Instagram on private. And he was like, Heather, what are you doing? And I was like, well, that's my personal page. And he was like, you don't get to have a personal page. And I was like, what? And he's like, you don't. Like, you chose to show up, and you're a part of the community, and you're a public figure. Like, you are public facing.
Yeah.
People want to know about what you're doing. And if you put that on private, then you're just like, that's like F you to all of the people that follow you kind of thing.
Wow.
I never really thought about it like that. And then I was like, well, you're right. Like, I did choose to show up in a way that isn't just like I work from home and I sit at a desk and I'm private. Like, my business is public, so therefore I get to be public as well.
Ooh, that one will preach to a lot of business owners. Okay, ready for the next one? I don't like being on camera.
I don't know anybody that does. I don't. Like, I don't remember like ever being like, today I'm gonna look at myself talking on camera and see how I feel. Like, the more you do it, the more easily it is to digest it, I think. And I know people to this day that don't watch their own stuff, and I'm like, whatever floats your boat. I personally like to watch because I want to remember like how I want to think about what I said in the past, and then think about how to not continue to tell the same stories, you know, and like keep some like diversity going, and then also improve. And I think the more we do anything, it just contributes to increasing our skill set.
What about, I look awkward and I don't like how I sound?
Yeah, it's the same thing, I think. Like, the more we hear ourselves, I mean, every day we listen to our voices. Every day we hear ourselves, and this is the voice that we have, and it is what it is. I think it's out of the comfort zone of a lot of people because this is new. This isn't something that we've done forever. This is, 10 years or 15 years of like modern day things. Like, the more you do it, even if it's for a minute a day, I started with stories because I felt like I wasn't ready to commit to something living on my feed. And I noticed that I had a little bit more flexibility by posting on a story because I knew it was only a 24-hour thing. And anybody that I talk to, I do a lot of business consulting. Anybody that I talk to and they're looking for ways to build their business, I tell them, if you can do something once a day for 30 seconds and post it to your story, that every day for 30 days. And then we'll check back in 30 days or in 2 weeks or whatever our agreement is. And then we can figure out how you feel about that and we can move forward from there. It's just starting. It doesn't have to look great when we first start.
Which would also answer the question, I don't know where to start.
Okay, thank you. Yes.
Right?
Somewhere, anywhere. It's just like the same way we show up for our businesses is the same way we get to show up for social media. And it's not about this hard thing. I think oftentimes we've convinced ourselves that like it's foreign, it's new, like that's dangerous. And I think when we can like reframe that and find a way to like have fun, like bringing a fortune cookie onto a setting like this, it breaks the ice a little bit. And so I encourage people to think about ways that they can have fun. It's not about selling, it's not about being uncomfortable, it's not about all the things that maybe we think it's about. It's about delivering a message, telling a story, sharing something insightful. It's making it as easy as possible and like trying to find a way to have fun, like creating ways to have fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and then, okay, the last one. That's why I have employees.
Great. So if you would like to leverage your team to create social media content, by all means, like, yes, task every single person on your team to create something once a day or once a week, whatever you want to do. Also, there's a huge value with sharing stories from a business owner's mindset because people want to know the why behind business. It's such a like, the reason that we like following the Diary of a CEO, like, we want to know what makes people think, like how their brain works. We want to know the intricacies of a passionate person, and that's interesting.
It is really fascinating.
It is.
Well, is there anything else you'd like to tell Visionary Nation?
I mean, that wasn't really like a breaking the glass, like hard hit earlier today when we were talking to Michael. He was like, she's going to come in and she's going to ask.
I thought I was going to like really hit you.
I mean,
Michael sets me up. He sets me up just to make the guests scared.
If I would like to share that if somebody is considering like diving deeper into social media, to set a goal and to go at their own pace and to try to like reframe their mind around the sales part. Like I really make a point to not try to sell anything when I'm on social media because I feel like it's not about the products necessarily. It's about showing up and creating like a top of mind relatability. Last night we did catering and I was feeling like I didn't know if we could pull it off. Like I was really feeling stressed. And so I was at a red light and I turned on my camera and I was like, I could scream in this moment because it's the down to the wire. Like we're at go time and I'm driving over.
Stuff.
It is. And then
what people actually want to see.
I think so. And I mean, anybody could have been like, I'm too busy. I don't have time. Well, what am I doing? I'm sitting at a red light. Like, okay, this is real right now. And I knew, and I said, in an hour and 20 minutes, I'm gonna think I'm a freaking superhero. I'm gonna be like, Heather, you are amazing. You just did something miraculous. And in this very moment, I'm like questioning every life decision that led me to that moment right then and there. Yes. And I think it's like correlating that into anybody, any single person. If you have a business and you're afraid or like maybe like stepping back and thinking like it's not for you, how can you make it fun? What can you do to show up for yourself in a way that doesn't have to be about sales? It doesn't have to be pushy or hard. Like, what can you show people about yourself that will like give them a little insight into your day or your world?
Nice. Well, for visionaries that want to get in touch with you and that want to go to your restaurant,
yes,
how do they do that?
So we are on Instagram and on Facebook. I'm terrible at checking Facebook messages, so do not message me there. Yes, you could always call the restaurant too and leave a message for me there. The Instagram is a great way.
Okay.
Yes.
And address?
So my name's Heather Laganelli, and the restaurant handle is locale.bakersfield.eatery, and our location is 1727 18th Street. We're right across from the post office by the Padre.
Wonderful. Visionaires, this has been an amazing episode, and if you'd like more episodes, we're here every Monday, live at 5. And then also we have a main show if you haven't seen that already. So this week we had Mark Boren, owner of Express Electric and partner of La Cave Vin and Cuisine. We talk about, I gotta use my notes here, the thought process in creating a name, a logo, and unique value proposition, and what to expect when you expand your product line. have new markets that you're entering or hire employees so that you can scale your business. So it has been lovely. Thank you for joining us here at the Small Business Celebration Meat and Potatoes live at 5. We'll see you next week.